I know that you're drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club. You know I get nasty. Can't get it out of my head. Miss her, kiss her, love her. Wrong move, you did. That girl is.
Okay, you guys, so as you can see by the title, today I'm doing a quick weave for you guys. It's going to be a side part. It's going to be real easy, real quick, and real sleek. So if you would like to see this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. I'm doing a voiceover for this video, so yeah. Okay, so right now you see me going ahead and parting my hair, whether that's a side part, a middle part, go ahead and part your hair. And then from there, you're going to grab at least maybe like 1 inch of hair outside of your part. So you'll see me doing that here where I'll have maybe 1 inch of hair from the part and 1 inch of hair from my edges just to cover up the tracks. Or if I want to put it back in a ponytail, I can do that. This is going to give you a very a lot of flexibility for your hair. Put that away and go ahead and braid that. When you braid it, it'll keep it in that area so it does not get into the way of you putting on the cap, which we're going to be doing next. So you'll understand why I'm going ahead and braiding that. Braiding to the scalp isn't really hard. I am not showing you in this video how to braid to the scalp, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of videos you can find that'll braid to the scalp. If not, you can use maybe some bobby pins or something just to pin that out your way for you to be able to put on your cap. So that's where you'll see me do it here. Also, remember, you want your parts to be as precise as possible. Just because whenever it's time to cover up your tracks, you want to make sure you're able to do that seamlessly. In this video, you will see I use a brown cap, which is really necessary to use a black cap. But because I've been doing this for so long, it makes no difference whether I use brown and black. But it's very necessary to use a black cap. You'll see me check my part, which is the reason why you will most likely need a mirror. You'll see me pull out my mirror pretty shortly. But from there, go ahead, finish braiding, finish parting your hair. We're going to go ahead and make a part down the middle. Put my hair into 2 ponytails. In the first ponytail, I'm going to slick it down with some edge control. Some gel. That works better for my hair. And what are you going to do? You're going to make sure it's super sleek. That's where the sleek is going to come from. And you're going to braid it. When you braid it, it's going to flatten it as much as possible. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay. And so you're going to braid it all the way down. And then you're going to see me turn around where you're going to do this underneath your cap. And that's going to have it as sleek as possible. So again, I'm doing a brown cap, which is really necessary to do a black cap. You can still see my edges on this brown cap, so it makes it easier for me. You want to cut out holes for your ear because we're about to glue this down. So make some holes for your ear. Make sure you can see where your scalp is shown. From there, I always use maybe some concealer or a white liner where I go over my scalp just so I don't put the glue protectant and the glue on my scalp because, girl, you do not want that to come in contact with your actual hair. I'm telling you. So, yeah, it came out perfect. This is indeed the right thing to do. So that's going to be the glue protectant. Everything I'm going to list it below. That glue protectant is going to keep that glue from sticking to your hair. It's like a barrier in between your hair and the glue. So put that all around your hair. And you will see me go across that with with my old toothbrush. I've used this toothbrush many times for this. So that's why I'm just like, okay, that's like an edge brush for me. I'm just doing that with that edge brush. From there, you need to make sure your whole head is covered and go in with a blow dryer on your hair for 15 minutes. Sometimes less time. But I will always say to go in with 15 minutes, just like as if you were sitting under a hair dryer. You need it to be super dry before you place that glue onto your head. So don't mind me. I'm watching Love Island. So that's the reason why you keep seeing me look to the left. And it's obvious that I'm very thirsty right now. But yeah, so let your hair dry for 15 minutes. And then from there, you will go on to the next step, which is gluing your hair. So you see me, I'm sizing up my first track. Now, the importance of the first track is making sure that it's facing towards you. I don't usually like doing my tracks in a line. Whenever I'm doing a side part and or a middle part, I'll always go in like the circumference of my head, which I go from one edge to the other edge. So this is going to be your longest piece. Now, my hair right now, this is used bundles. So if you're using new bundles, this will be your time to go ahead and size up your head, and then from there cut it. Then you see where I put the glue on the head, on the hair, and I'm going to blow dry it every which step that I do that. So I'm going to size it around and I'm going to blow dry it, and I'm going to keep continuing that step all the way to the top. You will see me do that all the way to the top. Now, I have some pieces that's shorter than the other, but it's very ideal to have pieces that's going from one edge to the other majority of the way. But for me, I only did it for that first one, and then from there, I just made it to a point where it looks super full all around, and that will be something that you guys will see. But I am showing you guys with the first 3 to 4 pieces how I went ahead and did that in order to make it full, but try to keep it leveled out and even, because that's like the importance of it, leveling out where you're placing your tracks. Okay, so from there, I'm going to use the blow dry again. You want to blow dry on every time you do a piece of hair, maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, just to ensure that it's dry, it's stuck, and it's not going to move. We do not need it to move in this Houston weather. When you find yourself almost halfway through, go ahead and brush out your hair, because as you go, you don't want the hair to tangle. You want to kind of be in control of your hair as you're doing a quick weave, because quick weave are not sew-ins. They're easily moved, that will slip out. So now you see where I am finishing up. I did that method continuously throughout my head, and now I'm placing the last few pieces, which is going to be very tiny pieces. And so you're going to see me just place that down one by one, doing the same method throughout the hair. This took me around maybe 30 minutes to an hour to do. Quick weaves really don't take much time once you really know what you're doing with it. So you'll see me just last up to maybe in 45 minutes to an hour doing that. And then from there, I'm going to blow dry it really, really well all around on the tracks as much as possible. Check the back. Make sure that no brown is showing, just because I'm using a brown cap and I'm not supposed to be using a brown cap. Exclamation points on black cap, ladies. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue to blow dry it, as you can see. And this probably blow dry needs to last up to 10 to 15 minutes as well. So now we're going to pin up the hair and we are going to cut off the cap. Be very mindful when you're cutting off this cap, because you can cut your real hair, you can cut the weave. So be very patient and be very mindful when you're cutting off this cap. But if you did a really good quick weave, then the cap will be just like this. When you cut it, what's under the hair won't move. It'll be very seamless. You can see the space between your leave out and the quick weave. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. So yeah, when it's time for you to get done doing that, you're going to go ahead and flat iron your weave, just so it can be an easier process with your leave out. On my weave, I just put some heat protectant. I don't put a lot of oil on my weave after doing a quick weave, just because I don't like the oily look. I like it to be real, just smooth and really bouncy. And it seems like when you put too much oil, it just don't have as much bounce. So you're going to see me do that on the other side as well before I flat iron it. But I decided to go ahead and give this hair a little more volume before I flat iron that side. So you're going to see me just place it out where I wanted to give it some layers, and I'm going to just give it a few layers. I am not a beautician, so please do not judge my layers, but it works for me. So I'm going to continue to do what works for me. Okay. And so, yeah, you'll see me just do this all around where I feel like I just want a couple of layers onto my hair. And I'm going to be curling this hair anyway in some shape, fashion, or form. I always curl my hair. And so you'll see me use my baby bliss just to flat iron it. On my hair, again, I do not use a lot of oil. But as far as what I put on the hair, it's going to be the heat protectant. And I do use BioSilk on my hair. So you will see me use those two things. I'm going to put a few more layers obviously on that side, and then I'm going to get started on my leave out. Now, this is something I did not notice in the beginning, but I'm telling you now, whenever you are doing any quick weave, any sew in, anything with your hair that requires you to add a little weave to it, I repeat, do not use hair that has oils already on it. Do not use hair that you have been wearing for 2 days. Your hair will be so much sleeker. It just will look so much better. Fresh, washed, blow dried. That's the combination to have a very flat, very sleek, just look to the leave out. Okay, so you will see here where I'm putting that same heat protectant on my hair. As you guys know, if you look at my other videos, my hair is pretty curly. Whenever I wash it in one of my videos, it is pretty curly. So I do try to use and be very generous with that heat protectant on my actual hair, but not too generous that makes it oily again. Okay, so you'll see where I'm taking out my real hair from the weave, just because I really want to focus on my real hair and making sure I get it to a point where it blends in really well with the weave. I'm going to lower my baby bliss. So with the weave, it was on 420, but with my hair, it's under 400 because I don't want to burn it too much. I don't do multiple passes on my real hair. I only do one pass to a couple, and then from there I move on to the next section. I do very small sections to ensure I don't have to do too many passes on my hair, and I try to comb it or use a comb while I do it and go very slow, as you can see. Now we're up top with the hair. You're going to want to pin away just so you can make sure you get your part correctly with flat iron it. Because again, I don't like to do too many passes. And so therefore you want to make sure you do it in which way you want your hair to lay. So I'm going to pin it up and I'm going to focus on the sections that I'm doing as far as the part that I am making. So when it comes to using BioSilk, I do put the BioSilk on after my actual hair is flat ironed, just because I do not want my hair to be oily. So whenever I put the BioSilk on, it almost flattens it and give it just a little shine for me to continue on with whatever process I need to finish up and do, which as you can see here, I'm just going to go over it and then I'm going to curl it with my baby bliss. I ended up curling it with my actual other flat iron that I use for my curls, because my baby bliss just really, well, that size isn't really good for the curls that I try to achieve. So I will be going in again with my other flat iron to achieve a curl that I am interested in, but I am not going to do that on camera. So you will see me do the baby bliss on camera. From there, I'm going to use black Gots to Be gel to lay down my edges on the side. Now, this is a personal preference. I just personally like my hair to be laid on this side. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just personally like this because it just seems more like sleek and soft. It's giving that soft girl era with the baby hairs. Just something that I like to do. So you're going to see me just do that right there. And this is the end product with the baby bliss curls. Again, I'm going to end up switching up the curls and you will see where it's more tighter and it just looks 1000% better. But yep, so that is my hair, and then I'm going to turn around so you guys could see the back of it, just so you can get an idea of how the back looks. But that's really easy. It literally takes me 2 hours, if that, to do my hair. So that's the back. And it's just really, really easy. Anyone can do it. I promise you, as long as you stay focused and just put your mind to it. And so you'll see where you can put it back in a ponytail. But that's really it. Thank you so much for tuning into my video.
please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be seeing you guys again very shortly. Thank you so much. And I will let the music play out. Bye.